Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Pangako nila pagsulong. Pero sa pagbuo
Television viewers were surprised to see this paid advertisement Tuesday night showcasing the alleged failure of the 1987 Constitution to strengthen the country's education, agriculture, and economy. It also claimed the Constitution favored businessmen who abused the system or hold a monopoly on industries while leaving people EDSA puera, which is a play on words referring to the EDSA people power and being left behind. The advertisement ended with a call to amend the 1987 Constitution. The paid ad was placed by the Gana Atienza Avisado Law Offices, which serves as the legal counsel and supporter of the group PIRMA, or People's Initiative for Reform, Modernization, and Action.
Ang purpose ho nitong advertisement na napanood ho ninyo is to bring into public discussion, pwede na ba natin pag-usapan yung People's Initiative to amend the Constitution? Panahon na ba? At kung pwede na, ano ba gusto ninyong isama doon sa mga ipopropose na mga amendments?
This is not the first time for PIRMA to spearhead a People's Initiative. The group PIRMA initially hugged the news in 1997 when it attempted to amend the Constitution via People's Initiative. The group, however, failed to achieve its target to transform the current presidential form of government to parliamentary. The next group that attempted to do the same was Sigaw ng Bayan. Their petition was questioned before the Supreme Court. Sigaw ng Bayan lost. Avisado says they are supporting PIRMA as they anticipate a potential legal battle before the Supreme Court. He adds they only aim to touch the economic provision of the Constitution. Progressive group Bayan Muna questions the funding source for the paid advertisement.
Sino ang nagpondo nito? Kung public funds yung advertisement, may problema tayo. Illegal yun eh. Dahil you cannot, use public funds for a private purpose. Katulad ng People's Initiative.
Hindi po. This is a private initiative. We are a small law office who represents PIRMA and other similarly minded individuals na gusto rin pong tumulong at isulong ang public consultation for People's Initiative to amend the Constitution.
At least one lawmaker wants to investigate the financing behind the advertisement. House Deputy Minority Leader and ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro says they are considering filing a House resolution to probe whether the funds came from public coffers or money from foreign interests, trying to change the Philippine Constitution so they can own most of the country. Avisado, however, maintains PIRMA is still in the process of consulting people on what they think should be amended in the Constitution. He also denies the group's involvement in offering incentives in exchange for support for a People's Initiative. Meanwhile, former Senate President Vicente Soto III calls PIRMA's pro-charter change advertisement untruthful and inaccurate. Soto says the problem is not the Constitution, but some of those executing it. One of the framers of the 1987 Constitution is also speaking out over the new push for charter change. Former COMELEC Commissioner Rene Sarmiento believes there is no stopping proponents from tinkering with term limits. He also cites a Supreme Court decision which ruled that major constitutional amendments cannot be done through a people's initiative.
Posible po maggalaw po ang political provisions. Kasi po kung tutusin po natin, pag-uusap-usapan po sa mga munisipyo, sa probinsya, ang pagbabago po ng term limits po. This is not insubstantial or insignificant. So para sa akin po, kahit economic provisions, kailangan po ang Constituent Assembly or Constitutional Convention. Hindi po kailangan po ang initiative, which is for minor amendments.
Albay Congressman Ed Selagman, on the other hand, sees the ad as crudely crafted with no substantial message. Attorney Aris Gana, managing partner of GAA Law Offices, explains the EDSA Puera message was a creative concept of the ad agency to spur public discussion. But political analyst Jean Franco argues the pro-Chacha ad is misleading.
Pinalalabas nila parang ang pagbabago ng konstitusyon ay sagot sa lahat na major problems ng bansa. Ngunit hindi naman ito totoo. No? Pinalalabas din na very urgent ito at ang makikinabang ay yung mga maliliit na tao, no? O yung mga disadvantaged sa lipunan, no? Na hindi naman siya evidence-based kasi halimbawa kung papasok yung negosyo ng mga dayuhan, natural benefit din yung mga dayuhan at mga businessmen, no? So yun yung ano ko doon, yun yung aking pag-assess sa mga ads.
A people's initiative needs the signature of 3% of the total number of voters per district and 12% of the total number of voters in the country before it could be submitted to the Commission on Elections. The COMELEC would then need to validate if the submitted signatures are authentic before calling a plebiscite.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very interesting, very familiar face this time in our show because she used to be a part of our family on Cprtv. And her name is Miss Jenny Guzon Bay. She's a Bay now, and the last time you saw her, she was just a Guzon. Anyway, welcome to our show, Jenny.
Thank you.
Here because you have accomplished really good things in life at that young age. Okay.
I'll take that. It's not so young, but I'll take it.
Jenny is a yoga instructor right now, or the teacher, and she is a book author about yoga. And let's hear from Jenny about the book. And the title of the book, Jenny, is what?
It's called the Yoga Within You, Living Beyond the Mat.
All right. Can you can you please tell our viewing audience about this yoga book?
Yeah, surely. I have just a sample here. It's available on hardback on Amazon, but this is just a sample of what a paperback will be, and that's coming out in a few weeks also too. But basically, this book is short snippets that I've written on how to apply yoga wisdom and philosophy to everyday living. For example, if I open up a page, this one is called Speaking to Ourselves. So really, our own self-talk. And a lot of times we're very self-critical. So really, it's just a short, brief thing about how you can apply this wisdom in yoga and how to speak better to yourself in that particular topic. But there are multiple topics here, and each part of the book is divided by what's called a pranayama pause. And pranayama means it's a breath technique. And what I do is then just guide you through one of the very few kind of breathing techniques. So it's a way you read maybe a passage or two, or they're divided by each 10. And then there's a pause, a purposeful pause, to then just kind of reconnect with your breath. You don't have to be a yogi in order to read this. I think it applies to everybody. And it's really something that I've been putting together actually for a long period of time, but never seriously wanted to put it together in a book form until the beginning of last year. It was my goal for 2023 to put it all together. So I was really excited to have it done. And it was approved on Casey's birthday, my son. So I was happy about that and have it done before Christmas time. So
Jenny, have you done some kind of research in writing this book about philosophies and everything, the teaching?
Yes, I have been. I've been teaching yoga. I want to say 16, 17 years. And the way I've always approached my yoga practice is not simply in its physical form. It is obviously done in a physical form, but I also introduce a lot of yoga wisdom and philosophy. So I've done a lot of extensive research on it over the years.
Yeah, and also it really adds up that you have been teaching yoga for the last 2 decades, and wow, that really is something else, Jenny.
I think that the important part is that I graduated college with a degree in journalism, and the only time that I actually did do anything in journalism is working for you. So it's nice to actually take something that I'm so passionate about, which is yoga, and then really use my skills in a different form and then just put it in something that's more tangible. So
I like the color of the book, Jenny.
Thank you. It's actually designed by a student of mine. She took a lot of my classes when I was teaching back in Illinois, and she attended one of my yoga retreats. And this is her design, where she picked up pieces around the retreat center, like flowers and seeds, and she created this design. And then after the retreat, she framed this design as a gift to me to say thank you. So I knew that when I was thinking of a cover design. I wanted to reach out to her and say, I want that same picture that you gave me. So it has a lot of meaning to me.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
It. Okay, Jenny, it's the beginning of the year, and so many people out there have many resolutions in exercising and dieting, etc. So, what can you tell them in going through yoga way in their exercises?
If they want to start with yoga, I'd say just first of all, make that commitment. I think we always say it's a new year and you put together your goals and your intentions and resolutions, but I think we put too much expectation upon them. But if you do want to practice yoga, I said just one step at a time. If you've never done it before, I highly suggest looking into that studio schedule to see if there's something like a beginner's level that you can ease into. But you have to stay connected to it or committed to it. You can't just go one time and think you're done. In order for you to get the full benefits of its practice, whether it be physically or even mentally, emotionally, I mean, it takes some dedication, but it's not going to be easy. Like riding a bike. You didn't know how to ride a bike when you first went on it. You probably knew the concept of it. Like people will say, yeah, I've seen a down dog. But, the more you practice, the more then, you learned your skill. And the same goes with yoga. But we're all built differently. So if you go in with the expectation of like wanting to do a handstand or arm balances, but your body is not at that level, or nor will it ever be, then you're disappointing yourself. It's really just going on your own pace, your own level, and just appreciating the journey that in the movement of your body, more importantly.
So, really, what, in simple words, what really separates yoga from other exercises?
I would have to say maybe because it's just you and a yoga mat. It's you and your body. That's it. There's no additional weights, although there are yoga practices that have weights. There are props involved with yoga for assistance, but they can also be added to your practice in order to emphasize it in a certain way. But I think what makes it different from everything else is that it's really just you and your yoga mat, and it's you move at your own pace, like I had said, and it has. Well, I would just say I don't want to. People tell me this. I'm not a runner. I always say you'll never see me running unless someone's chasing me. But runners will always say they have this runner's high, right? And I have this, and what I see it to be is kind of similar to yoga. There's going to be a moment where you feel like a yoga high. You feel good at the end of the class. You feel good. The beginning starts out slow, then it moves up to something peak and more intense, and then it goes down to where you're lying on your back at the very end, and that's called shavasana. So I think that what makes it very, very different is that you don't see that in like a spin class. You're just done with class and then you go home. Whereas at the end of the yoga practice, you take 5 to 10 minutes just to lie down and rest, to really let the energy of your practice soak in. And it calms your mind and it calms your body. So when you step off your mat, it makes you feel like a better person.
So does a person always have to meditate first?
No, not necessarily. In fact, like the tradition of yoga, yoga, the asana, the physical portion of it was done so you can sit longer for meditation. So that's traditionally how it's meant. But not all classes, especially nowadays, they don't offer meditation along with the practice itself, the physical practice of yoga. But meditating it's tough. It's probably just as hard as moving your body in yoga, because your mind is constantly, it's meant to process and have thoughts. So to slow that down like you do in meditation is very challenging to do. I would say meditation is probably harder than the practice of yoga, but they work well together. They work very well together.
Calm you down.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, besides you And also, I would say beside you,
Literally, he's
is also another yoga instructor in the family, and that's your handsome husband, Donald.
yes, he is literally sitting next to me.
Hi to us,
Say hi.
Donald. Well, we will interview. We, we will for sure. We will interview Donald later on. Okay.
You should pull up some old footage of us, Tita Veronica. I mean, that was pretty funny back in the late '90s, early '90s.
Oh, for sure. I love
Yeah.
that way. All right. Okay. You guys just moved from California to Arizona, and that is before California. You were really long time Chicago residents.
Born and raised. Born and raised.
Grow up. I saw you grow up, and so anyway, how are you liking Arizona nowadays?
We love it. We really do love it. It was nice to have a little transition into California. We literally lived the California dream. We were living in Venice Beach, and we can walk to the beach, and it was beautiful. But California, it's expensive and crowded, and we weren't quite sure that when during 2020 what our next steps would be after that. And when we visited Arizona, we figured this is probably a better step for us. And to be honest with you, when we sold our house in Lake Forest, Illinois, we said we're never buying a house again. We'll just rent and we'll live more minimally, and it's just Don and myself, so we can just live lighter. But when we moved to Arizona, it was actually during that high time of buying houses. So we ended up buying a house. And this particular house had multiple offers on it. And so it was pretty crazy, but we're happy here. It's perfect for us. It's beautiful. We live right by a mountain that we can hike, and actually two major mountains that we can just hike to. And we have a good active lifestyle. I'm telling you, it's great in the West Coast.
That's where you got your beautiful color now, Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, one last word about the book.
I'm sorry?
One last word about the book that you can say to our viewing audience.
One last word of the book. I mean, this has been my passion project. And like I said, it's something that I'm proud of because I always felt that I didn't really pursue what I graduated college with. I've had so many different careers and ways. And honestly, I owe a lot going all the way back when I first met you through my dad. And my dad was the one who encouraged me to meet with you and encouraged me to actually use my writing skills that he saw that I had talent in. And I was young. I think when I started working with you, I was like 16, 15, 16. Yeah, I was. Yeah. So it's nice this is my full circle book. And like I said, it's backed by where I am in my life and how I'm passionate about the practice of yoga. It's applicable to anybody. You don't have to know everything about the yoga practice because there are a lot of topics in here, like just really how to best find balance in your life. And ultimately, every lesson is a growth lesson. And we're constantly growing, no matter how old you are or where you are in your lifetime. We all are dealing with so many things. And I think that what I put together here is a way to just help for guidance in that. And it's written where it's philosophy backed, but in a way that's so approachable for everybody to understand at any age, really. So I even told my nephew, who's 10, I'm like, are you going to read my book? Because I really think he'd like it. So
He said, yes.
It's available on Amazon.
All right.
Again, it's called The Yoga Within You. You'll find it there. It's currently right now in hardcover, and in a couple of months, it'll be available in paperback.
All right, Jenny. Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you so much for gracing our show today. And what I can tell you is you're just way ahead of me in publishing a book, because I was just thinking of writing a memoir.
Oh, you're kidding. I'll tell you this, Tita Veronica, when I was putting this whole book together, I have many memories of being in your apartment on was it Sheridan Road and putting together, literally pasting the paper to create the newspaper, when we would spend late hours to do that. So it's come a long way. It's come a long way.
Computer days.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No computers.
Yeah, no computers. But we made it work then, and you're still making it work. So I'm glad that you're still in your business. So kudos to you.
Correct. So I'm still around here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jenny. And well, please keep us updated as to what's going on in your yoga world, and also with your book. And good luck once again, and thank you for gracing our show. At maraming salamat sa iyong, sa ating pag-interview.
You're welcome.
Sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents. This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, we have a very interesting guy, very popular. He has been a Times columnist writing about Social Security, and because he's the Regional Director of Social Security Administration, and his name is Mr. Doug Nguyen. Hi, Doug. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Veronica, and I'm the Regional Communications Director. I appreciate you promoting me. I'm the Regional Communications Director.
As the representative of the Social Security Administration, you are here today because some of our viewers are really very much interested in hearing about the latest changes in the Social Security Administration and its program. Okay, Doug. First thing first. I already said Happy New Year to you, and that is in English. But also, the Chinese Lunar New Year is coming up soon, so that is a New Year celebration too. And you were last year the overall chairperson of the Asian American Coalition for the Lunar New Year celebration, correct?
That's right. And by the way, February 10th is actually day one, is the first day of the Lunar New Year's, February 10th this year.
All right. And this year is the Year of the Dragon.
Year of the Dragon. Japanese American community will host it at the Drury Lane Hotel, Drury Lane Theater. Hopefully we'll see everybody there.
All right. Okay. Thank you. At the Hyatt?
No, not at the Hyatt. Do not go out to the Hyatt. Okay. It's at the Drury Lane Theater in Oak Brook Terrace this year.
In Oak Brook Terrace? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, the Drury Lane?
Drury Lane Theater, right.
Drury Lane Theater. Okay. All right. I'll put it in my calendar. Okay. Doug. Oh, okay, we start. For 2024, Social Security has made some changes in its program. Can you please tell our viewing audience about all these changes? Not all, whatever you can tell us is very important in their lives.
Sure. Thanks, Veronica. Thanks for having me on as usual. I would say the most important change is an internal one. The Senate swore in Martin O'Malley to be our newest Commissioner of Social Security. He was sworn in back in December 20th, 2023. Martin O'Malley is the former mayor of Baltimore and also former governor of the state of Maryland. So he will serve a term that expires on January 19, 2025. He brings with him a great wealth of experience and expertise in using performance management and customer service technologies to improve government services. So we look forward to seeing an uptick in those measurements and those measurables in the near future. So that's probably the biggest change. And then the second change, which all your viewers are probably more curious about is the 3.2% cost of living adjustment that was put in their Social Security and SSI benefit payments effective in January 2024, 3.2%. That cost of living adjustment, or the COLA, is based on the increase in the consumer price index, which is determined by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, basically they look at the third quarter, the cost of goods and services from the third quarter of 2022 to the third quarter of 2023, and obviously there was an uptick in the CPIW, and hence Social Security and SSI benefits also get an increase to 3.2%. So that all took effect in January. Yep.
Okay, and just about the COLA for the 3.2%, right?
Right.
And do you think 3.2% increase is enough for to catch up with this with our economies all rising prices, which is the inflation? Would that be enough, or maybe substantial, or would that make our many of our seniors out there happy already?
Oh, Veronica, I would never presume to speak on your behalf or the behalf of your seniors, your viewers out there. You all are in the best position to tell me, how much is enough. We just implement that COLA the way we get it from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the CPIW. Consumer price index is what it is. The COLA is what it is. But I'll say this: Social Security is unique, unlike other pension systems. Other pension systems, you get no adjustments, right? You get no increases. With Social Security, we protect you. We try to protect you from, the impacts of the rising cost of living. And we know it, we know that the challenges are real, but we try, at least we provide that basic financial safety net that Americans can count on. So that's what we have, is 3.2%. Let me add by saying that, people think about the increase in their Social Security and SSI checks, or the payments. That's all they think about when they think about the COLA. But there are other aspects that your viewers and readers need to know. And we included this article on the COLA a couple of months back in Via Times, where with the rise in the COLA, the amount which Social Security is taxed, this is where you have earnings, right? You work and you earn. The maximum at which your earnings can be taxed is $168,600. $168,600. That's what you're taxed on. Okay, single employees are taxed at 7.65% per paycheck. Self-employed pay 15.3%. Right. So that's the amount. That's the maximum amount that we will tax your wages at, $168,600. What also goes up is the quarters of coverage. What we mean by quarters of coverage is generally to qualify for a Social Security benefit, you need about 40 quarters of coverage. Okay, and in 2024, if you earn $1,730, you are covered for 1 quarter. Okay, and if you earn 4 times that much, well, you get 4 quarters, and maximum you can earn is 4 quarters a year, and you need to do that 10 years, and you'll have your 40 quarters. What also goes up we're seeing a lot of retirees work way into their retirement years, such as Veronica Layton. You know, you work way into your retirement years, especially for those who are younger than their full retirement age. We're seeing a lot of that. When I say younger than their full retirement age, it's usually people between 62 and 67 years old. Right now, if you're born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is 66. So if all the months before that, you get your Social Security between 62 and 66, you work there's an earnings cap. The earnings cap this year in 2024 is $22,320. It comes out to about $1,860 a month, and so we would deduct $1 in Social Security benefit. We would withhold $1 for every $2 of earnings above that limit of $22,320 a year until you reach your full retirement age. Once you reach your full retirement age, the year that you reach your full retirement age, that limit actually goes up substantially. It goes up to about $59,520 a year. And then once you reach your full retirement age, there's no earnings limit. You can work as much as you want. And we don't deduct your benefits.
What is the full-time age?
So again, full retirement age for those who were born between 1943 and 1954 is about, is that right? 66. Between, anything above that, then it's a scale between 66 and 67. If you're born after 1967, 1970, then your full retirement age, especially for younger workers, full retirement age is at 67. But for those, again, born between 43 and 54, full retirement age is 66. Okay. And so that's that.
For some workers or employees in this country, so they have a choice on their retirement age. Is it the early retirement or the full retirement age? Okay, that has been quite a big debate among the population. And what can you suggest as the best way for your retirement collection?
Yeah, that's
full-time. Wait for your full-time age.
Yeah, that's a common question that we get, Veronica. And Social Security, we're not financial planners. We're not your CPA. We're not your financial planners, okay? It's very much an individual decision that you have to make based on your family health history, your longevity, your financial and health condition, right? So if you need the benefits early, you can take it early. You have the choice to take it at 62. If you're going to spend a lot of sleepless nights wondering where the support is coming from, well, that's an easy decision then. You take it early because you need the money to live and pay the bills, right? So, but if you can wait, it's about an 8% increase a year. If you wait until 70, that's the maximum age at which you can wait up to and get Social Security. If you take it at 70, it's about 132% of what you're due. And so you can see between 66, if you don't take it at 66 at your full retirement age for most people, and you wait until 70, it's like an 8% a year or 32% increase in their monthly benefits. So it's a permanent increase on the one side, but if you take it early, let's say you take it at 62 versus 66, it could be a 25 to 30% reduction in benefits, and that is a permanent reduction. So it could be hundreds of dollars of difference. So you really need to think it through, work it out, but certainly, if you need the money to live on, you need the money to live on.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, one last question. What is the future of the Social Security? Is it looking up or looking down?
Well, Veronica, I'm always looking up. I mean, I'm always a glass half full kind of a person. So I'm always looking up. The FICA tax system. Okay, we obviously we're a huge system because we protect over 180 million workers in the United States. That 7.65% FICA tax that I told you earlier, we take that from 180 million workers to pay out about $1.4 trillion a year in benefits. So we have, we have enough in the trust funds to pay benefits all the way up to about 2034, at which point in 2034, if nothing is done, we would still have enough FICA taxes, payroll taxes coming in to pay out 80% of what we owe. Okay, so you'll get something. You'll get the 80%. Is just that 20% shortfall if Congress does nothing. But we're very confident. Again, I'm a hopeful person. I believe that Congress and the president will do something to shore up the system. But as all of our commissioners have previously said, it's best to do it sooner than later because it takes some time for law changes to impact benefits. So, I mean, the last time we instituted or implemented any major changes, the last time was the Greenspan Commission back in 1983, and so it's been a while. So changes are long overdue, but we will leave that up to Congress. We just implement the law the way it's written.
Terrific. It really is nice hearing from you today, and having us enlightened and keeping us updated about the the latest news and changes in the Social Security. Okay, Doug, and we'll thank you for gracing our show today. And
Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year to you. Happy Lunar New Year to you.
Yeah. Okay. Winter to you too. All right. Thank you. Thank you for gracing our show today. Maraming salamat, Doug.
So much.
Maraming salamat in Vietnamese.
Ciao.
Doug is a Vietnamese.
Just ciao.
Not ciao. Doug, ciao. Maraming salamat. And thank you very much for watching our show today. And we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Karina Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community. While the number of murders in Chicago declined in 2023, as they did in most major cities, Chicago still leads the nation in the number of homicides, with 644 killings and 36 mass shootings. That's 36 mass shootings if you use the FBI definition of 4 or more people shot. Use the Chicago Police Department's definition of mass shootings as 3 or more shot, then there was 83 mass shootings in Chicago. The city also led the nation with 76 school-aged children killed. Violent crime incidents rose in 2023 as well, numbers that are likely being underreported because of police shortages. The mayor's budget eliminated 833 police positions, compounding the 614 positions eliminated by former Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Instead of using CPD officers, the Chicago Transit Authority hired 300 private, unarmed security officers for its stations, platforms, and trains. They have no power to arrest. More recently, Johnson's appointed school board press to remove Chicago police officers from high schools. The Illinois Department of Transportation and Illinois State Police are advising the public that the first significant winter storm of the season is anticipated, creating slick conditions, reduced visibility, and slower travel across much of the state. With some areas expected to receive more than 10 inches of snow, to prepare, IDOT's snow and ice teams will be pre-treating roads and bridges as necessary, with plowing operations ongoing throughout the storm and continuing in the days afterward. Our team at IDOT spends the entire year preparing for snow and ice season, but the public's cooperation is essential to ensure everyone's safety, said Illinois Transportation Secretary Omar Osman. The safest option during winter weather always is to avoid unnecessary trips. If you are driving, expect travel to be slow and build plenty of extra time into your schedule throughout the week. Conditions may be dangerous at times, and please give our plows and trucks room to operate during any storm and after the snow has stopped falling. The Illinois Department of Children and Family Services is currently accepting applications for the 2024 DCFS Scholarship Program. Through the program, a minimum of 53 academic scholarships will be awarded to current and former youth in care for the upcoming school year, with 4 awards reserved for the children of veterans and 2 reserved for students pursuing degrees in social work in honor of Pamela Knight and Deidre Silas, 2 DCFS caseworkers who succumbed to injuries sustained in the line of duty. Scholarship recipients receive up to 5 consecutive years of tuition and academic fee waivers to be used at participating Illinois State community colleges and public universities, a monthly grant of $1,577 to offset other expenses and medical card. Last year, DCFS awarded scholarships to 259 college-bound youth, the most in the agency's history. The state of Illinois' cost for health and social services has seen a 32% increase from 2019 to 2023, according to recently released documents. Health and social services include programs like Medicaid, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TNF, and child support. It consists of the Department of Health Care and Family Services, the Department of Human Services, and the Department of Children and Family Services. In fiscal year 2022, health and social services made up 46% of government spending for the state. The health and social services cost increased from $31 billion in 2019 to $48.7 billion in 2023, according to budget documents recently released by the state comptroller, resulting in a 32% increase in spending in health and social services, increased by $4.1 billion from fiscal year 2022. Medicaid enrollment in 2019 was 2,967,197. Enrollment increased significantly by over 1 million to 3,981,967 in 2023, according to the Illinois Department of Health Care and Family Services website. What's in store for the Illinois housing market in 2024 is uncertain, but inventories and interest rates are expected to be a major factor. One industry analyst says the U.S. is short by 5 million homes. That is one reason many homeowners chose to stay put in 2023, leading to a seller's market. According to Illinois Realtors, year over year, home sales continued to drop at the end of last year as available housing inventory remained tight. In November, there were only 20,568 homes for sale in Illinois, a 22.2% decrease from November 2022. Analyst Meredith Whitney is predicting that the supply of homes for sale will go up in 2024, driving home prices down. The reason, a wave of baby boomers will look to downsize and put their homes on the market. Americans are sitting on a tremendous amount of equity in their homes, Whitney said. It's a question of when they tap into it. Added into the mix for home buyers is the fact that Illinois has among the highest property taxes in the country. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Yes.